What up, Crypto Warriors? It's Ultra Crypto back at it again. Today is Thursday, August 3rd, 2020. Bitcoin took a dump yesterday, or within the last 24 hours, and it brought the whole market with it, except for Polkadot and Tron. That Justin Sun's announcement of DeFi on Tron and the new Sun coin really got the community pumping the coin right now. We're seeing past 7 days a big pump, and in 24 hours almost a 50% pump. So good on new Tron bag holders. I'm a small sack holder myself of Tron from back in the day, so I'm not letting go of my bags until it surpasses all-time highs. I ain't selling ish, and I'm definitely going to check out their DeFi products as well. Next, Bitcoin Cash faces third blockchain split in under 4 years. This is insane. So you're going to have a fork of a fork again. Last year, in November of 2019, we saw the Bitcoin SV fork. Or was it 2018? I can't remember anymore, but yeah. Bitcoin Cash faces a third blockchain split in under 4 years, a controversial upgrade to fund further development of the Bitcoin Cash blockchain might split it in two again. Bitcoin Cash undergoing a second split after proposed changes made by the Bitcoin ABC development team. Proposed changes would see miners lose out on 8% of rewards for mining new blocks on the blockchain, and the potential split has caused controversy all across the Bitcoin Cash community. They're proposing that they take that 8% of the miner fee and fund a developer's fund for further development of the blockchain. And it's not looking good. They're saying that if they don't come to an agreement, some kind of consensus, then on November 15th we'll see it split. So just like in last year when we had the Bitcoin SV split away from Bitcoin Cash, we're going to see these guys split it again to get their fund. And, you know, of course, Roger Ver came out speaking against it, saying that it's basically communism. And I definitely agree with him. If you're forcing the miners to give up 8% of their fund, or 8% of their miners' fees or miners' rewards to fund the development of the blockchain, then you know it's forced. It should be voluntary. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Next, speaking of Bitcoin Cash, Grayscale, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin trusts are trading at massive premiums. For some retail investors, Grayscale publicly traded trusts are the only way to get exposure to cryptocurrencies, says Arcane Research. That's BS. That's not the only way. You can just go to Coinbase and buy it yourself if you're so afraid of worrying about private keys and things of that nature. I don't know why my voice got all high pitched, but it's total BS. But however, they're catering to a different type of investors. They're not catering to people like yourself and me, where we're able to buy our own cryptos and custody it ourselves. All right, so two Grayscale trusts, one for Litecoin and the other for Bitcoin Cash, started publicly trading this week. They are both now trading at massive premiums, but it's the only way for some retail investors that could get exposure to the cryptos. The Grayscale Litecoin trust is trading at a premium of 753%, and the Bitcoin Cash trust is trading at 351%. That's ridiculous. You could buy it your damn self. Stop being scared. However, some people like to have their hand held when they're crossing the street. Some people like to have food fed to them instead of trying to feed themselves. So this is who they're catering to. Those people that are afraid of their own shadows and want that handheld treatment. So you charge them more. So be it. If that was me, I would be doing the same thing. Next, Bank of England slams Bitcoin, praises stablecoins and CBDC. Of course, Bitcoin is the competition to them. They're afraid of Bitcoin. So anything that looks like what they already have to offer in the form of a stablecoin or a CBDC, they'll praise it because that's what they already have. And it's basically just in a digital form. That's it. That's all it is. I'm not even going to get into the story, but we know that banks have hated Bitcoin since its inception back in 2009 and said it was garbage and said that it was nothing. Only drug dealers and child molesters use it. However, they are wrong because anyone that wants to do any kind of illicit activity uses mostly cash. And we're seeing that with CBDCs, they know that they'll be able to track and cut you off from the supply whenever they want. But that's what they want. They want total control. And with Bitcoin, they don't control it. Next, speaking of CBDCs, now we're on Cointelegraph. Speaking of CBDCs, we have a digital Cold War. United States and China vie for blockchain supremacy. The two nations, two visions of the financial future. The tech Cold War is here and the US isn't winning, wrote Ripple co-founder Chris Larson in an opinion piece for The Hill recently. And yes, that is correct. The US is behind and China has already launched their CBDC in somewhat of a testing ground over there in China in two major cities. And they're testing it out right now. And we see moving forward, if the US wants to protect its hegemony with the US dollar and protect itself moving forward, they have to develop a CBDC. If they don't, China and other countries are already moving away from the US dollar because of sanctions and the SWIFT system. With the CBDCs, they will be able to exit the system, so to speak, exit the SWIFT system and not worry about sanctions because they're the ones that's going to be in control of it. This is a pretty lengthy article, but I just basically gave you the snippets right there. That's what it's about. We'll see within the next couple of years whether or not the US get its act together and develop a CBDC and leave SWIFT, because SWIFT was something that was developed in the mid 70s. It's about 40 years old now, or just about 40 years old. It's an old system. They don't need to use it because I could send an email faster. I could send Bitcoin, which is quote unquote slow, faster, and get it settled. It's not about the sending, it's about the settlement of the currency, and be settled within 10 minutes on the blockchain, and it's verifiable. They need to have a settlement system that is fast and secure, and China is already beating them to the punch. Next, speaking of US dollar losing out, Max Kaiser thinks Warren Buffett will move to Bitcoin soon. And right here, according to Max Kaiser, host of the popular RT show, The Kaiser Report, it is only a matter of time before Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway, will invest in Bitcoin. Not long ago, Buffett sold most of his positions in major banks and bought shares in Barrick Gold, a large gold mining company. For Kaiser, this represents a U-turn in Buffett's investment strategy. This will be the beginning of a huge transition out of financials, which he dumped recently, into gold, and then therefore he or whoever takes his place will soon be moving into Bitcoin. And it's definitely true. I definitely see him or Berkshire Hathaway moving forward within the next 2 to 5 years or so, having to disclose that they are invested either directly in Bitcoin or in some company that either is mining Bitcoin or some kind of blockchain company moving forward. Because with all the currency printing, they have to protect their six, so to speak. Berkshire Hathaway have over $130 billion in cash, and it's sitting there collecting dust and losing value with the current Fed policy of printing unlimited amount of cash and zero interest rates, which will soon be negative interest rates, which means they'll be losing that cash value at a faster rate. But let's discuss it in the comment section below. As always, thank you for watching. Smash that like, hit that subscribe button and notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. Thank you for the support. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.